Gems. I'll now lay out 4 more cards for couples and another 4 for singles. We'll start off with the singles actually, and we'll see what comes up. Single Geminis. Okay, Gemini, let's have a look. Knight of Wands, there's a fast-paced energy coming up around you in love. Now, the Two of Wands makes me think that you won't have much options here, okay? Options are not going to be present because there's someone potentially coming in. You have 3 wand cards, so they're either highly dominated by Aries, Sag, Leo energy. Okay, so lots of fire energy within this person's chart. Or they're coming in with a lot of lust and passion. Now, I often associate the Knight of Wands as wanting fun and wanting enjoyment. Okay? This is a guarded energy, so it could be someone who feels very, very attracted to you, but they're not potentially wanting a connection or a relationship. The Nine of Wands is here, so that this is being protective. Okay, the Nine of Wands could indicate that this person may have been hurt before, or they're still wary about having a relationship with you. They're uncertain. Now, this could be you, Gemini. You may be uncertain about someone here as well. But you are coming up as the Eight of Swords reversed. Normally, if you were upright, I would say, okay, you really are... you really are blinded and you don't see it, but I think you see it. I think to have the Eight of Swords reversed, all the swords are upright, so it's like they're sort of all in order. You know, we're looking at them straight, we're looking at them front on. So I think you know what this person is about, but perhaps a part of you chooses not to see that, or a part of you feels like you can change them. But the Knight of Wands makes me think like this could be a very fleeting connection. It may be with someone foreign, someone who's coming from overseas, or someone who is like long distance, especially if this is like a long distance person or someone you've met online that you haven't necessarily met in person. That could be what's coming up with that Two of Wands. Two of Wands is reversed, and this is about needing to make a decision or feeling like it's time to leave the castle walls. But in this case, it's reversed. So this is closed-mindedness. There's someone here who's not even considering their options. They're not being open-minded to a situation. Some of you may meet someone here, and it's someone who you'll see straight away is not really willing to compromise, and they could be all about themselves, Gemini. And this may put you off a little bit. It may put you off in a sense where you see what they're really like, and I don't know if you're going to like that, to be honest. And there's a lot of things that could conflict the both of you. You could be opposites in a lot of ways. So you may come to see that, okay? Opposite interests, opposite ideals, values. There's something here that will not connect with the both of you, okay? For some of you who have an air sign coming in, there is an air sign who may, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, who may be quite hopeful of what can come from your connection. Now, the Eight of Swords is someone who sort of want to dig their swords in the sand here, but everything's coming up upright. Okay? So it could be that this person is saying all the right things to attract you and to schmooze you, but really, potentially underneath it all, they're not having a second thought. It's just like, potentially, I want this for fun. I just want to do this. Because the Knight of Wands, he doesn't look like he's here to stay, does he? He's on the move. So it is someone who right now maybe does not want that settled energy that you may want. Unless you want something like quite fun and fast-paced, I think this is what that person can offer you. But it could be that. I mean, the world here in the Two of Wands hangs upside down. So there's someone's world that's been like pulled upside down, Gemini. And I think if you're still healing from something, you may be jumping into a new connection potentially very quickly before you're actually ready. It's almost like someone's world has been turned around. I mean, maybe this is a new This is a new connection, okay? It is someone who may turn your world around, but I question there's a message here that they may not be ready to offer you what it is that you are wanting. And that could cause a bit of strife between the both of you. It's like with the Two of Wands reversed though, there's no back and forth, there's no like arguing about it. I think it is what it is, and this person is going to be fairly upright about it. And it'll be up to you, Gemini, if you want to run the course. You know, they'll clear things up. If you've been confused with them, if this is what we saw in the general, then they'll clear things up. But the Chariot, emotionally, they're not ready to make that commitment. You have to understand that. But let's move on to couples and have a look and see what comes up for Gemini couples. Okay, patience is wearing off in a situation. You know, it's paying off, I should say. The Temperance card is reversed. Now, this card is about balance, okay, finding balance, and this is one-sidedness. So the shift of the relationship, the dynamics of the relationship could change, gems, okay? One of you has more power than the other, or one of you is going to be more invested than the other. It's important to find an equilibrium, okay? It could be that one of you is making more effort than the other, planning dates, making more communication, doing more things for the relationship, surprising one another. It could be that one of you is more generous than the other. And I like that. I think you're doing it for a reason, or I think they might be doing it for a reason. But it's important not to make it habitual and consistent. Otherwise, it's going to change. It's going to tip the scales, so to speak. And then you might not necessarily be happy with that in the long term. I do feel like for couples, if you have had an ex, the Six of Cups can be past life, past connections, or familiarity of some kind. So for some of you couples, or the ones that are maybe like in no contact with someone, and this person could come back begging. They could be begging and pleading, either from your side or from theirs. It could be a Libra with the scales, or an earth sign, Taurus, Cap, Virgo, but you do have Sagittarius here with the Temperance card. It's like someone can't wait. The Temperance card is about having moderation. There's no moderation for some reason. It's like it's go hard or go home. There's no middle bit. There's no in between. It's full on or it's nothing at all. And it's a bit, you know, it's a bit exhausting to be that way, gems. And you know, we see the cup overflowing. You know, it's not neatly poured in halfway. It's overflowing. And this is just like, this is overflowing and it's too much, and this is just not enough. But the angel can represent things like communication. And I did mention a fire sign in the general read. But Sagittarius energy reversed. I mean, you have the sun here. You had the sun and you had the moon come up. So this is divine feminine, divine masculine. But the masculine person, which the sun represents, could be reversed. So whoever feels the masculine role in your connection, they might be reversed, okay? They might be the one that isn't in the upper position. It could be you, gems. I do feel like some of you will be reconnecting. Like the Ace of Cups, it's like a it is known as tradition, and it is known as a beautiful new chapter, emotionally speaking. The angel here is communication, yes, and that's reversed. So communication could be reversed in some cases, but then you've got a little bird here. So I still feel like you're getting something. It's not completely nothing, Gemini, but you're going to hang on to the things that you are getting, to the words. You're going to hang on to the words that you are receiving. But it's like the hand of God offering you this chalice. Someone's making a promise to you, I think, or someone's going to, I think it comes from a genuine place. I do, because the children do represent like innocence and genuine feelings. So I think what this person is offering you could be a water sign, or it could be the promise you're making, Gemini. I think it comes from a good place. I think it comes from a very emotional place. It comes from a place of caring. So they may be making a promise to you because they want to balance things out again. There could be children, okay? There could be pregnancies for some of you, or You could be finding out that the person you've been dating has children or wants children, something about family. You could even be introduced to someone, someone's parents or friends, or in their sort of little bubble, Gemini. So you're surpassing all these steps here. But I do feel like there's someone who's going to make a promise or a commitment, but they'll stick to it. I think it comes from a genuine place. 2 sixes around, see that. You'll see the promise to be made from what's happened here. There's a lot of giving. The giving of flowers, the giving of bread. The Ace of Cups. But this is giving a lot. It's either someone's willing to give a lot to you or you're giving a lot to them. But like I said, make sure it's balanced. Otherwise, the other person is just going to get too complacent and just sort of kick back and say, well, the gems are doing all the hard work. Why do I need to bother? Why do I need to do this? Or you may notice that you're becoming complacent about your significant other. But look out for the past, Gemini. It could be a past conversation or something that happened in the past. And one of you might be pleading for forgiveness or make a promise to not mention it again type thing. I don't know if you want to eradicate the past altogether. If you're trying to remove that, we can't necessarily remove the past, but we can forgive and forget and heal. Otherwise, you'll go into defense mode with the Moon card. It's sort of like watching and waiting, and I think this might have something to do more with couples than the singles. I will leave your reading at that though, Gems, so I do hope that has been helpful.